Hi there everyone, and I hope you're all doing well. From the founding shows that shaped the industry into the empire it is, to the up-and-coming newbies that changed the face of anime, we're going to talk about the greatest shows to ever be made. Get ready for a ride as we go through the past, present, and future to showcase the 10 most game-changing animes. To kick things off, we're going to talk about the anime that invented the concept of monster companions, and that's none other than Pokemon. Created by Satoshi Tajiri in 1995, Pokemon, also known as Pocket Monsters, is a global franchise about how kids set off on a journey starting at 10 years old to become Pokemon trainers. What began as a simple manga anime game series with the goal being to collect all 150 fantastic creatures quickly changed into a worldwide phenomenon that has captured the imaginations of both young and old generations. The way Pokemon impacted anime was to bring powerful monsters and humans together as allies instead of pitting them against one another. While the concept of these pocket monsters evolving into even greater monsters adds a layer of imagination to things, which inspired other similar animes and RPG monster catcher games. And though the feat to do so has become a lot more difficult now, with 890 Pokemon currently in total and likely still counting, trainers all over the world still aspire to catch them all. Next on the list, we take a look at the smash hit anime Demon Slayer, which took anime fans by storm just last year. We've actually covered this anime on the channel last month in a previous video back in 2019, so I felt that it was proper to discuss exactly what makes Demon Slayer so great. While it's not the first anime of its kind to incorporate demons and demon slayers, this show did take things in a different direction that hit all the right notes. For one thing, the anime shows demons as more feral, mindless beasts, driven solely by their bloodlust to slay humans, with a rare breed called moon demons being the only ones who possess a superior intelligence. In addition to this, the anime introduces a rather unique form of swordsmanship called breath styles, which varies depending on the element or natural attribute that the user commands. There's also the hint that a human that was turned into a demon can be changed back, but so far that is yet to be seen. I can go on about Demon Slayer, but I think you all get the point well enough. It's time to hit the rink as we skate around Yuri on Ice. There are quite a few things about this anime that made it so beloved by anime fans, but since we do have other shows to cover, I'll talk about the top two. To begin, this is the first sports anime of its kind to showcase ice skating. We've seen tennis, basketball, track and field, cycling, volleyball, archery, and even rugby, but Yuri on Ice took the sports anime community by surprise by showing off a sport that's normally viewed as girly and revealing just how much physical training is put into it. Secondly, while it's not specifically categorized as a full-blown yaoi, this slice of life sports series does feature a same-sex couple with the main protagonists Yuri and Victor, and the realistic display of same-sex couples was a refreshing change of pace that a lot of people welcomed, hence its spot on the list. Of course, I was going to include this series, because if we're going to talk about the most game-changing animes, then that means My Hero Academia has to take its turn in the spotlight. To a lot of fans of Western superhero comics, this anime is basically the answer to the question, what if superheroes were more regulated by the government? As brought up many times by both Marvel and DC Comics alike, the anime even broke the usual boundaries of superpowers and went even further by making the concept of quirks, the term used to describe the various types of powers that a person manifests as a child, and is separated into three categories known as mutant, emitter, and transformation. And the people born without quirks are simply called quirkless, which was what our main hero, or at least hero in training, Izuku Midoriya, used to be until he inherited the one-for-all quirk from the pro-hero All Might. All in all, this anime takes the genre of high-flying men of power, women with wondrous strength, and masked knights of vengeance on its head to give a spin that definitely ignites everyone's imagination.
Take my leg, take my arm, take my heart, anything, you can have it! Just give it back! He's my little brother, he's all I have left!
If any choice of words resonates with the series Fullmetal Alchemist perfectly, it would be the saying, costs an arm and a leg. Seriously though, you couldn't ask for a more impacting, dramatic, and action-filled anime with exceptional English sub and English dub casts. And that's just one of the factors that makes this anime deserving of its sizable fan base. But Fullmetal Alchemist wasn't your regular epic journey action-packed anime series. Oh no. This anime touches on religious faith without being sanctimonious about it. Case in point, the main goal of the series being to find the Philosopher's Stone, as well as showing a handicapped protagonist in Edward Elric, who has an automail arm and leg to replace the flesh limbs he lost. Basically, it's the fun Bible study class you wish you had. Seriously though, this anime was ahead of its time in the 2000s, which allowed Fullmetal Alchemist to carve its mark into the anime community and still impacts new fans to this day. Make way, otakus near and far, for one of the pillars of anime that shaped the industry into what it is today. I'm talking about the one and only Gundam series, the grandfather to all mecha animes you know today, and boasting as many spin-offs as a certain Western live-action series about a group of color-coordinated heroes. Gundam has been around for as long as anime in general has been in existence. A lot of forms of media have covered what it would be like to utilize futuristic forms of technology and such, but Gundam was the first series to show what it would be like to pilot it. Can you imagine what it must be like to control a giant fighter robot in combat and moving so fluidly as if it were a person? And even more epic than that, taking the fight to outer space? It's small wonder why Gundam has a cult following of loyal anime fans and why mecha anime is still so popular, even after 40 years. And I think it's safe to say that their fame won't end anytime soon. Whoever said you can't kick ass while looking good has clearly never watched a magical girl series. In particular, they haven't watched the original pretty fighter of justice that is Sailor Moon. Taking a woman's touch in anime, this series featured the protagonist Usagi, or Serena in the English dub, and her friends as sailor protectors with their abilities and names based on the planets of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and of course, the moon. And while it may look like a girly girl anime at first, the series actually is so much more than that. In addition to showing the individual personalities of the main characters and their struggles with balancing the life of a heroine and a high school student, Sailor Moon is well known for its inclusion of LGBT couples. It has made such an impact on anime that it not only paved the way for other magical shows, but it also sparked the creation of a magical boy anime. No, I'm not making that up. To sum up Sailor Moon though, this anime proves you can stand up for justice and look fabulous doing it. Oh boy, I can't begin to describe the instant adrenaline rush that comes as soon as that familiar theme song score hits your ears. The show that made you finish your homework early so you wouldn't miss it on the Toonami block. You all know what I'm talking about. The OG of OG super-powered martial art animes, Dragon Ball. The emotional story arcs, the character development, the multitude of enemies, and oh my god, the action scenes. This was the anime that gave kids the inspiration to find their inner strength and push themselves. Although no epic transformation into a warrior with cool green eyes, golden blonde hair, and a radiating aura of power occurred from this, but you do get the idea. A lot of Dragon Ball's fame can be attributed to its heavy usage of the fantasy kitchen sink trope, featuring humans, robots, aliens, and anthropomorphic animals coexisting. And it didn't even need an explanation as to why. It just makes sense, including various references to both Japanese and Chinese culture, as well as having several games to its name, including a new one on the way. I think we can all agree that Dragon Ball is very deserving of this spot on the list. What list would this be if we didn't include the one true ninja anime? After all, Naruto's prevalence extends not only to hardcore anime fans, but to the muggle equivalents who can't tell which way to read manga. Originally created in 1997 as a Shonen Jump manga, and going on to make its debut as an anime in 2002, Naruto has become as ingrained within pop culture as well as it is within the anime community. Just about everyone likes ninjas, whether you have an interest in feudal Japanese history or, like this particular Dungeons & Dragons rogue subclass. And with this series, the concept of the secret warriors was enhanced with a new look. This included various ninja clans, different classes, memorable characters, and of course, unique jutsu styles that are done by performing specific hand signs. And while the original series has since come to an end as of 2017, Naruto's son continues his legacy in the new spin-off Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. What's next for the whisker-faced shinobi? Who can say? But if nothing else, it has become an everlasting staple in anime.
僕は正義だ。見える弱い者を救い、誰もが理想とする新世界の神となる男だ。そしてその神に逆らう者、それこそが悪だ。
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the #1 most impacting show of them all. You know it, you love it. It's the original psychological, supernatural edgelord series Death Note. It was the hallmark of the dark genre anime that included themes such as death and showed everyone what happens if you gain the ability to kill anyone by doing a simple act of writing someone's name in a notebook. This series thrives on the saying of no good deed goes unpunished, as well as showing how badly a god complex can change a person. Case in point with the egotistical protagonist Light Yagami. At any rate, Death Note's inspiration was so acclaimed that it got both a live-action Netflix movie and a musical based on it, so I'd say it has every right to be on the #1 spot for this list. And there you have it, folks. Which game-changing anime mentioned was your favorite? Is there a show that inspired you that wasn't included? Talk about it all in the comments below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so that you don't miss my new uploads.
I will become the god of this new world.